politics and how it affects you for ECP-TV, and I am sitting here today with Joshua Galbreath. I can't say your last name for some reason.
We're going to get it right, Galbreath.
Galbreath, yeah, we're going to get it
good.
right. He intimidates me a little bit because he was in the U.S. Army for 12 years, and now you're real estate. We're not going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about something really deep here in a second, but you're with what real estate company? Just so
I'm with
know.
Lakeview Real Estate Group out of Louisville, Texas.
Okay. All right. And so how long have you been out of the Army?
5 years.
All right.
Well, on 6 years now.
Are you in the National Guard or anything?
No, I made a clean break. I was ready to
okay.
to be a civilian.
All right, so we're going to talk about something that there's been chatter about it here in Texas, the possible New World Order world government with the Covid-19 issue.
Okay.
We talked about it a little bit before, and you said you didn't think it was possible.
I don't. I just there's too many moving pieces. There's too many players that have to be on the same page, and as I kind of hinted to earlier, which I guess was why I was brought back to this discussion, we have a lot of foreign militaries that we train with and do a lot of war games with, and God forbid they're not as great as we are as a military, and even we struggle, right? And I say that tongue in cheek. We are the best military the world's ever seen.
I do agree with that.
However, there's some times where I question our leadership and what our mission is, and then you take that and apply that to the rest of the world. I just don't think everybody can be on the same page, playing the same note, if you will.
So have you ever heard of the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderbergers and all of that?
So I've heard of the Bilderbergers. I never heard of the
The Trilateral Commission is a branch that the Bilderbergers are under.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's a smaller group that every president in the United States has been a part of since Jimmy Carter. I don't think Trump is.
So I've heard of the Bilderberger. It's a funky name. I did some research. Obviously, the conspiracy are always fun to look into and see. I haven't seen the other group.
Conspiracy, okay.
Well, and that's let's be honest, right? There's what, 8 of us in this room. How much time, energy, and effort does it get 8 human beings to row the boat, right? And well, that's the question I'm asking.
If you are, okay, so the people that are involved in these groups, and I'm not saying I agree with this or not necessarily, this is just, we're talking because there's talk about it, that Rockefeller started it, I believe, all the wealthiest people around the world. I looked up the Council on Foreign Relations because I said, I bet they're somehow associated with that group. They are. If you look at the members, that's really what is shocking to me. And like, if you and I have a lot of money and that's our goal, like we don't care who we kill, we're going to do that. And it's going to be power. And it's going to be, if I wanted to take over your mind, I wouldn't like put a gun to your head. Probably not, because you'd probably shoot me because you were in the military.
Take it from me and show you how to disarm people.
Right? I would just start messing with your head and it's making you afraid.
Well, social media gives you that ability for sure.
Right, right. And there's a lot of sheep out there.
So
you probably aren't one of them.
But you gotta put the human factor into play here.
Right.
The human factor is, you want to control the masses. They use religion, right? But that's
not working anymore.
Well, and they got to do something else. But you talk about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all these all this old
money,
old white
power.
people money, right? Let's call a spade a spade. It's too big of me to truly understand. But being around the world and working with some of the powerful people I've worked with, people are independent. They're free-willed. Like, we're going to do what we need to do.
People in America. I lived in France for a while, and it was like a socialist government where everybody's just falling into line. Okay, you're going to be in the house for 6 months for COVID-19. Okay, you just tell me what I need to do. Americans not going to do that.
Well, America's not going to do that. And
no
if we're the leaders of the forefront, right, people are going to catch glimpses of it, and that's going to be the rallying cry for those around the world. But,
I hope so.
I mean, there's always going to be these powerful people that are playing puppet master. Do they really influence it? And here's the question I would ask.
Okay.
Let's just hypothetically say that exists.
Okay. All right.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
They're pulling the strings.
Hypothetically or really? Okay.
Well, depending on what side of the table you're sitting on.
Okay.
I'm on the hypothetical standpoint. You cannot measure the third and fourth order of effects. You do not know what's going to happen. So let's say you create this disarray and create chaos. You don't know how people are going to react. You don't know what's going to happen. So even if they do tip the table, what's on the other side of that chaos? And that's going to be what really triggers were they really in power to begin with? Were they really doing that to get the results they wanted? They already have money. They're already rich. What are they trying to
That's what I can never understand. Why does somebody need more money? Because it's really not about money at some point for some of these people, which we might not understand. It's about power. Power is very,
It's addictive.
very, yes.
For a lot, I guess it would be, and we wouldn't understand.
So,
it.
I mean, for me, I don't understand why, okay, am I doing this? Okay, I'm doing this for my children.
Yeah.
You know, I think Rockefeller had said something about, I do believe in New World Order. This was like in the 50s or 60s, and after he's dead, but his children, I can't understand that either.
Carry on the torch.
Right. It's hard, but there is something in the human nature that wants you to do that in some cases. It's your ego, obviously. It's a bigger picture than that for you, isn't it?
No, we're all, so I don't want to simplify things, but
Right.
I think if we can get to that moment where we stop and stop the white noise and we clearly listen to our inner self,
Right.
I think at the end of the day, we're simple beings, we want simple, but we want to understand something bigger than us, right? There's this somebody's out to get me, there's a conspiracy, this person doesn't like me. We're all just trying to live in the world and get along, and when it doesn't go the way we want it to, we want to blame somebody. And that's where I'm at. Do the rich and powerful get together to smooze and do things we probably don't agree with? Yeah, but are they also coming together to maybe come up with solutions and create? Maybe a little naive, but I hope that they have our best interests at heart, because without us, who do they have to be power over? Why would they want to see the world burn? I don't get it.
Well, there's always going to be little soldiers somewhere. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I've been reading about this for the past 25 years and thinking this was never going to happen
So in your
my lifetime.
so in your 25 years, I'll ask you this: was it going to happen
He
next
just
week?
took over the interview.
Was it going to happen next month? What?
No, you know what I think is crazy is it's happening really fast. Even if we're just talking about COVID-19 and it's a virus, because that's another thing. The Department of Justice arrested the Chinese nationals back in January that you don't hear about anymore. You probably know about it because of your military. But what were these people doing over here?
Well, I mean, that's the ability of people to maneuver around a global world, right? I mean,
But,
that's
okay,
just what it is.
bioterrorism then is what it is, correct?
It
Or is
has
that
the,
not
it has the
possible?
potential. I mean, yeah, it has the potential, but how does that link back to world power? You know, the New World Order trying to take over.
Well, because the New World Order is in all of these countries. It's not just Americans
Of course
that have
not,
money.
of course not.
You know, and no, you're right. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm wondering if anybody knows who's at the top, or has it just turned into a big chaotic mess of everybody wants what they want?
I think it's people like us wanting to point at somebody, and it's a
I'm not pointing at anybody.
It's a fictitious member sitting at the top of the table, right? That's what I believe.
I don't know. I don't know. So you think that this is all just everything just is what it is? It just happens.
I think
as
we
it
have time
happens.
on our hands, and we can try to make a puzzle piece out of things, and there's a lot of missing pieces still.
Okay. It's okay. Do you think we're ever going to find out what those missing pieces are?
Well, in 2008, when the housing economy was tanking, was that New World Order, or was that?
You know, I was actually traveling around the world and didn't even pay attention.
No, I was in the military doing the New Order's bidding, I suppose. So
Yeah, well-
I'm not sure.
No, I think that there are people. What if were you a sergeant, lieutenant? I don't know.
So I was a staff sergeant.
Okay, so if
yeah.
your boss told you to do something, did you blindly do it, or did you question it ever?
Well, I mean, you have ethics and laws in place in the military to do what's lawful.
Okay.
And if it's not a lawful order, then you have the ability to go to your next line supervisor and say, hey, this isn't right. But that's the politics of it.
Right, I was gonna say,
It wasn't
what
a
happens-
gun battle, right? It wasn't during a firefight where you're questioning orders.
What if you did have a question about an order during a firefight? What would you have done?
I survive and make sure my team comes home, and then I'll deal with the
You'll deal with the politics of it later?
Yeah, the
Okay.
administrative consequences after the fact.
Good for you. I mean, I like that answer, and it's really about
We'll
just.
get order and discipline, right? That's in the military. It's a different conversation than here.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk to you later about this politics and how it affects you. I am Rita Cook. I am with Joshua
Galbreath.
Thanks for watching.